No? Yeah. So we're gonna finish with a different kind of piece. I wrote music for the students, and then I decided that I wanted to write music for my boss. So for once, he has to do what I tell him to do, and he has to practice it. And I try to find a common, that's a common theme of conversation that we've had. You know, we both are parents, and the kinds of relationships that we have with our kids, the kinds of feelings that we experience, and I guess different stages when the kid is growing. So we're gonna start with care when the baby's born, and you're just like, you know, everything is fragile, and you're trying to take care of the kid. Then the play, like having fun with your kid, and you will hear like different motifs coming in and out, like you're playing like hide and seek, or you know, catch, or wrestling. I know you do. And what else? We're gonna end with pride, and that's a set of variations because we like feel proud of our kids in so many different ways. So that's kind of like celebrate all that. And I forgot worry. Yes, because that's part of being a father or a parent in general. But yeah, you worry for your kid, but you try to keep calm. You know, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Yeah, I'll say it. You could have paused for me. I don't know. No, you shouldn't have. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Lecolion Washington, for those of you who I don't know, I am the executive director here at Community Music Center of Boston, and thank you to Manuel. He said all those things to me when he gave me the piece, like, now you have to do what I say. I even tried to change something, and he was like, no, it's, you just play what I wrote. Which I understood. So when I started practicing the piece, it felt like a piece. But when I sat down and chatted with Manuel about what his intent was and what he was going for, it really changed the entire scope of the work for me. What was supposed to happen was initially my son, who is a dancer at Boston Conservatory, he was going to perform while I performed this piece. Being a dancer, he is always in rehearsal or something somewhere, so he wasn't able to make it tonight. But I did want to share a little bit about this work. Each of these movements, as a person who has more than one child, you understand that each one of these words has a different definition depending on the kid. Because it's not always the same. What one kid needs for care is very different than another one. What you worry about with one is very different than what you worry about with the other one. So each one of these words, although it's one word and it's one place in the dictionary, it means something different depending on which child you are referring to. In the case of care, my oldest son, Henning, when he was born, he cried for the first 3 years straight. And I remember being so heartbroken the first time he cried when I brought him home, because I remember thinking, my son should never cry. My son should never have to cry. I remember thinking that about him. My younger son, Mateus, he did not cry a ton, but when he cried, you heard it. I mean, it was the most piercing cry you could imagine. So caring for him was really more like just survival, making sure that my ears would last. That second movement, play with Henning. Henning was a very active physical child. We used to play tackling all the time, and it was so fun because he would run to one side of the room and have his arms out and say, Henning coming in for the tackle, and he'd run face first into me. Whereas my younger son, who was a little bit more of an introvert, Mateus, he liked to play with cars, and he had tons of cars. And when I would go and play with him with his cars, he would look at me as if he appreciated that I came over. He would then give me 3 cars and turn his back to me and go back to his work, because he was more into the parallel play rather than playing together. And then that worry, that movement, when my son Henning was born, I remember the next day I went to a rehearsal with one of my colleagues. It was a woodwind quintet that I was part of. And I was sharing that my son is born, and this is such an amazing thing. I'm a father now. And I remember, as everyone's congratulating me, the flute professor, he goes off to the side by himself. He's kind of looked down, and he said, "Yeah, now you never stop worrying." And I remember hearing that from him. And I didn't understand at the time. I'd been a dad for a day. But now I realize you never stop worrying. Your children go through so many different things, and you're worrying all the time so that you're ready when the moment comes, when they need you. But you are worrying the entire time. And I've had situations with both of my children where, I was glad that I had my worry meter at idle, because when it was time to plug in and be dad, I was ready to be dad. And then again, that pride with them being so different, you kind of learn these broader definitions. Now, I'm not like Manuel. I don't have 47 kids. How many of you got? I don't know. Yeah, four. It's four. I don't know. I can't. It just keeps having them every year. I've only got two. But it's, you find your capacity to feel pride for your children. You're looking at one and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud, and now I know what it means to be proud of a child. And your other one does something completely different. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of what you have done. And then the other one does something, and you're going back and forth, feeling this sense of pride. It's one word, but I appreciated that Manuel turned it into a theme and variations movement, because it's one word, it's one melody, it's one idea, one concept, but it can have so many meanings, and it's all dependent upon the children themselves. So Manuel and I have had many conversations about being a parent and being a father in particular, and so thank you for writing this piece. It has been a great journey for me, and I will try to do what you said. Play bassoon, so there's a lot of stuff going on up here. Those of you who have gone to a bassoon recital before, as no one has.
I went to yours.
That is true, you did.